victory can be a solitary road, but on these courts, champions come together as teammates, unified by the pursuit of a common goal. It's Mylan World Team Tennis, a game that for 4 decades has attracted the biggest stars in the sport. Major champions with major star power who thrive under a format where the pace is unrelenting and where every point counts. This July, 7 teams will set forth on a quest to claim the King Trophy, and one of them will seek to preserve a dynasty by extending its historic run. The Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson.
Playing for the KASTLES is something that is right at the top of my career, along with the 31 Grand Slams I've been in, along with winning my Olympic medal. I take pride in keeping the King Trophy in Washington, and that's something that's important to me in my career.
2013 was a season for the ages for Leander Paes and the Washington KASTLES. Entering the year as the 2-time defending champions, the KASTLES hadn't lost a match in either of the previous 2 seasons. And in their first match of 2013, they extended their winning streak to 33, a mark that tied the record set by the Los Angeles Lakers during the 1971-72 NBA season for the most consecutive wins by a team in a major pro sports league. Then, on the following night...
There it is, the KASTLES make it 34 in a row.
The KASTLES have defeated the Boston LOBSTERS to break the record with their 34th consecutive win. Washington's streak would end the next day, but the team would go on to claim its 3rd straight King Trophy at season's end. The goal for Washington in 2014 is to seek a 4th straight title and a 5th in 6 years.
The KASTLES have a phenomenal place in the history of World Team Tennis. In 2013, we were invited to the White House, where the championship team was celebrated. So I think they have a very important place in the history, and I have a feeling that they're not done yet.
Can the KASTLES continue to build upon this dynasty? We'll take a look at the 2014 team in just a little bit. Back in March in Palm Desert, California, WTT Commissioner Ilana Kloss and WTT co-founder Billie Jean King presided over the roster draft. The #1 pick went to one of the 2 new teams in 2014, the San Diego Aviators, who chose 2-time NCAA singles champion Somdev Devarman. The other freshly minted franchise, the Austin Aces, were awarded the 2nd pick and chose former world #2 Vera Zvonareva. Zvonareva just one of the many great champions playing for the teams this season. A list that includes Venus Williams, Andy Roddick, the Bryan brothers, Marion Bartoli, Martina Hingis, and one of the best players in the game today, Victoria Azarenka.
Azarenka is one of our marquee players. She wants to be a leader and try to help women and mentor them, so I think that's exciting. She wants to make a difference in her life, not just on the court, so we're really thrilled to have her.
This year's rosters are chock full of tennis A-listers, and when we return, we'll break down all 7 teams vying for the 2014 King Trophy. You're watching the Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson. Welcome back to the Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson. The culmination of the 2014 season will come on Sunday, July the 27th, when the Eastern and Western Conference champions meet in the Mylan World Team Tennis Finals to be contested on the home court of the Western Conference champions. The Springfield Lasers are the reigning Western Conference champs, looking to take another crack at the King Trophy. This year's Lasers team will be without Andy Roddick, who is now playing for Austin, but adds a major weapon in former world #4 and Mylan WTT veteran James Blake. Springfield also adds Mike Russell, the 2009 World Team Tennis Male Rookie of the Year, and Germany's Anna-Lena Gromefeld, a former Wimbledon mixed doubles champion. Two lasers returning to Springfield in 2013 are the battle-tested Alyssa Klebanova and Jean-Julien Roger.
We have very enthusiastic and passionate players. We had great team camaraderie, so we're just looking forward to gelling with the team that we have this year. We have definitely the pieces in place to be able to win it, and the 2 years that I've played so far, we've lost in the finals, so I would like to do one better this year.
Roger was the top male doubles player in 2013 and was the male MVP of the league. His mixed doubles partner, Klebanova, made an inspiring return to the court last year after overcoming Hodgkin's lymphoma, winning Female Rookie of the Year honours.
She continues to get stronger and stronger and have better results on the court. She's really an inspiration to her teammates, to the fans, and everybody who is around her positive energy. So it's really wonderful that we have players like that.
Based just outside Dallas in Irving, Texas, the Texas Wild returned 3 players from a team that lost to Springfield in last year's Western Conference Finals. One of the returning members of the Wild is Hassan Qureshi, a 3-time US Open semi-finalist in doubles. The Pakistani player hopes for a different result if his Wild team is to meet the Lasers again in the playoffs.
Last year they beat us in the semi-finals, so this time around I'm going to do my level best, and I'm sure Bogie as well and all our team to change it around or turn it around. And it was tough. Losing in the semi-final was not easy. It was kind of a heartbreaker.
The Wild, who made their Mylan World Team Tennis debut in 2013, also retained Croatia's Daria Jurek, who earlier this year won her first WTA doubles title. Also returning, Russia's Alex Bogomolov, who will be playing his 4th Mylan WTT season. But the loss of the Bryan brothers, now members of the San Diego Aviators, may spell double trouble for Texas this year.
For the past 2 years, I've been playing as a teammate with them. Along with them, obviously, I learned a lot about their strengths and weaknesses. And on the tour also, I played against them a lot. And I think they're going to try to beat us, and we're going to be out there to beat them.
We have a lot of love in our heart for Texas Wild. Those were our teammates for so many years. We had a blast last year playing with Assam and Bogomolov and the women on the team. And we're going to come in there and we're competitors, and we're going to sneak away with the win.
Texas does add a significant weapon in Mylan World Team Tennis newcomer Anabel Medina Garrigues, a versatile Spaniard who has won 11 career WTA singles titles, as well as 2 French Opens in doubles. But the team's biggest strength may be the support it receives from its fans at Texas Wild Stadium. Just 200 miles south, one of 2 teams making their debut in 2014, the Austin Aces. Austin resident and former world #1 Andy Roddick is expected to be the ace of the aces. Roddick, the 2003 US Open champion, led Springfield to the Western Conference Championship last year, and in his 8th season of Mylan World Team Tennis will now be representing the city where he makes his home.
It's very special for the fans of Austin to have their hometown tennis hero, former world #1 Andy Roddick, play in Austin 7 times. You know, we're excited to have him on the team, both from the city's perspective and from the quality of tennis that he'll bring.
Recently, he's become a minority owner in the World Team Tennis League. For us, it's a real privilege to have him as part of our ownership group, and more importantly, he really does talk the talk and walk the walk. He gives back, and he inspires other kids, and he really makes a difference.
Tennis has a long list of trailblazers as far as giving back, you know, whether it's Billie Jean King or Arthur Ashe, and, you know, with the stuff Andre's done and Roger and his work with UNICEF. I mean, it's always been a very giving game, so you certainly feel that history, and, you know, I think we're all aware of that responsibility.
Roddick isn't the only Grand Slam champion on the roster. Frenchwoman Marion Bartoli, the reigning Wimbledon champion, is making her Mylan World Team Tennis debut as a member of the Aces. Although Bartoli retired from the WTA shortly after her stirring victory at the All England Club last summer, she remains as passionate and as competitive as ever.
We're just going to try our hardest to become #1 and to be #1. Obviously, I'm sure Andy A to lose just like me and all our teammates as well. And we have Lorne, who is really into tennis a lot as well. He loves tennis, he's so passionate by it. And we're really going to try our hardest on the court.
The talented Austin team also boasts Russian Vera Zvonareva, a former world #2 whose impressive resume includes 2 Grand Slam singles finals and 4 major doubles titles. Also joining the aces, Tret Hui, a lefty doubles specialist and a member of the 2012 Mylan WTT champion KASTLES team. The Austin roster also proudly features 6'3" Czech Eva Hordanova, playing in her first season.
It's going to come down literally to a few little points here and there, and I believe that, you know, my team, I've got Grand Slam winners and an ex-#2 in the world, so I think crunch points are going to decide it, and I think we've got a good chance to win it.
Also making their debut this season, the San Diego Aviators, and with talented players at every position, the sky's the limit.
We love our team. We've been excited about it for weeks, and we feel like we're well balanced. We feel like every event we're strong at.
The Aviators are anchored by the identical twin tandem of Bob and Mike Bryan. Bob the lefty and Mike the righty, considered to be the greatest men's doubles team in tennis history. The Bryan brothers' world team tennis careers date back to 1999 and includes last season with the Texas Wild.
We're excited to be coming down to San Diego. We started playing down in San Diego when we were 8, 9 years old. We played at Morley Field. We played the 12s Nationals there. We're excited just to spend time in a beautiful city.
Joining the Bryans in SoCal is Slovakian superstar Daniela Hantuchova, an accomplished singles player as well as the winner of all 4 Grand Slam titles in mixed doubles.
Mixed doubles has been always my favorite event to play. You know, winning all 4 Grand Slams made my career very special, and you know, being on the same side of the court with men and competing with and against them means a lot.
The Aviators roster also boasts WTT veteran Květa Peschke of the Czech Republic, a former world #1 in women's doubles. Together with Hantuchova, the two make for a formidable women's doubles team for the Aviators. But there are many other veteran women's doubles players in the league looking to challenge the dynamic duo of San Diego.
Hantuchova's been around for a long time. Although this is her first full season on WTT, I think there will be nerves, and we're going to take advantage of that. Peschke is a very accomplished player, aggressive. Having said that, this is world team tennis. Get a little bit nervous, and we're going to take advantage of that also.
I'm for sure aggressive player. I think players know me for that I'm trying to come to the net very soon and playing some good volleys to shorten up the match and the game.
San Diego will also showcase some young talent as well in South Africa's Raven Klassen, a finalist in men's doubles at this year's Australian Open, as well as India native and former University of Virginia star Somdev Devarman, a 2-time NCAA champion in singles and long-time Ron Burgundy admirer.
I've never been to San Diego. Been to a lot of different places in California, but I've heard San Diego is one of the nicest places actually in the States. And of course, Anchorman is one of my favorite movies. So yeah, I'm just it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Stay classy, Somdev. The 4 teams from the West vying for this year's King Trophy, last year's conference finalists, Springfield and Texas, and 2 new teams, Austin and San Diego. Coming up next, we head east to check out the Boston Lobsters, the Philadelphia Freedoms, and of course the Beasts of the East, the Washington Castles, who are looking for a 4th straight championship. The Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson, returns right after this. Welcome back to the Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson.
We had our first season in 1974. I played for the Philadelphia Freedoms. It was really exciting. Of course, Elton John ended up writing Philadelphia Freedom for me and the city of Philadelphia and our team. So the Philadelphia Freedoms have a signature song, which is pretty exciting the very first year of our league to have that happen.
The Philadelphia Freedoms are looking to win their first Mylan World Team Tennis title since 2006. Last year they came within a whisker of the Eastern Conference Finals. This year the Freedoms' prospects have improved dramatically with the addition of Belarusian superstar Victoria Azarenka, a two-time Grand Slam singles champion and one of the most exciting players in tennis today.
She is a great all-round player, and more importantly, she was Rookie of the Year in 2006. She has played World Team Tennis before. She understands the format, so I think she will be a big asset to that team.
Victoria Azarenka's credentials speak for itself. She's been #1 in the world. She knows what it takes. She's very competitive out there. I think she's got some of the best ground strokes you'll ever see.
That admiration comes from Azarenka's Philadelphia teammate Liesl Huber, a winner of 5 Grand Slam women's doubles titles and 2 mixed doubles majors. Huber was the 2011 World Team Tennis Female MVP. And Lisa Raymond, Philly's Director of Player Personnel, expects her to contribute through both her play and her leadership.
You want to have not only one big player, you want to have 4 players that are going to get along, that are going to complement each other on and off the court. And I think we've done that. You know, I think we've got, obviously with the girls, you know, you put anybody with Liesl Huber, they're going to make a good doubles team.
The Freedoms roster also boasts Victoria Duval, an American teenager playing her 2nd season with Philadelphia. Canadian Frank Danchevich, talented singles player and doubles player making his Mylan WTT debut. And another newcomer, 6'8" Brazilian Marcelo Melo. Melo is one of the world's top doubles players with a skill set ideally suited for this fast-paced format.
Normally when I play as a team, like in the Davis Cup, I'm so fired up on the court, screaming with like the crowd, with the team. So it's gonna be, for my part, it's gonna be fun, and I'm really gonna push as much as I can to help the team to get the title.
The Boston Lobsters saw one of the league's original franchises. Last year they made the Eastern Conference Finals before losing to the eventual champion KASTLES. This season the Lobsters welcome a very big addition. That's right, the towering talent that is 6'9" John Isner, America's top-ranked singles player, is back for a 4th season with Boston.
I've always sort of considered myself a team guy, even though I play professionally in an individual sport. I love the team aspect of college tennis, just as I love the team aspect of Davis Cup and Mylan World Team Tennis.
Isner's teammate will be longtime lobster Eric Buterak. Buterak, a doubles specialist, reached the final of this year's Australian Open.
Really happy to be back in Boston. This will be my 5th season. I now make my home in Boston, so it's really the perfect fit for me. WTT is the perfect format to experience the younger generation through the game of tennis. You get to see a little bit of everything. You get to be loud, you get to be involved, and then after the match you actually get to go down and meet the players. It's just the perfect format for fans to be able to be part of professional tennis, for us to engage directly with the fans of our community, and it just works out great for everyone.
Joining Buterak and Isner in Boston is South Africa's Rick de Vust, the 2005 Male Rookie of the Year and long-time Springfield later. Also joining the Lobsters is Megan Moulton-Levy, a former standout at the College of William and Mary, who has been climbing the world doubles rankings. And Canadian Sharon Fitchman, a 23-year-old Mylan WTT rookie, filling out a solid roster for Boston. The Lobsters, as with the rest of the league, know who the favourites are for the 2014 King Trophy, and they've accepted the challenge.
The Washington Castles are always the team that everybody seems to be after because they seem to do very well every single season. But if you look at this draft board behind me, you're going to see a lot of talent up there, a lot of depth in the women and the men all over the place. I think this is going to be a great season, and I think it's up for grabs.
The Washington Castles have dominated over the past 3 seasons. We break down their quest for a 4-peat when the Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson, returns after this. Welcome back to the Mylan World Team Tennis 2014 season preview, presented by Wilson.
1, 2, 3, KASTLES!
It's a big challenge for everyone, I think, to play against Washington Castles because they win World Team Tennis almost every year.
They're just great from top to bottom, right from their owner down with their coach and their players. They're the benchmark.
Washington is always strong, and going there is a lot like going into Fenway Park. It's loud, and the fans are aggressive, and you're playing against great players, and they've won the title before, so it's a really tough thing to go and play at Washington.
The Washington Castles have only been in existence since 2008, but they have dominated for a majority of the time since, claiming 3 straight King trophies and 4 of the last 5. They recorded 34 consecutive victories from the start of the 2011 season into the 2013 season, setting the record for the longest winning streak in US major pro sports league history.
You always want to preserve the good, but we're never satisfied with that. One of our mottos is continuous improvement. We're always trying to figure out things we can do better. And when you've had such incredible experiences like we've had, and the support of our fans, and you see how they respond, and you go to the White House and you have the first family coming to your matches, it just makes you want to keep getting better and better, so you're always on top.
The reigning champions return with their 2013 team intact. Venus Williams, who's also a member of the league's ownership group, returns to the Castles after an injury forced her to the sidelines all of last season.
I really didn't want to miss last year, especially having been a part of undefeated teams. So it was really tough to miss last year, but I'm looking forward to being healthy this year and being able to play and contribute to the championship and hopefully bring another one home to the Castles.
Joining Williams on the Castles is Swiss legend Martina Hingis, female MVP of the league each of the last 2 years. Between them, Williams and Hingis have won a staggering 37 major titles, 12 in singles, 22 in doubles and 3 in mixed doubles. But for Hingis, who joined the Castles in 2013, after 5 seasons elsewhere, the thrill of victory never gets old.
Well, it's always exciting to go back to a place and to be on a winning team, especially, with the Castles. I mean, the atmosphere on the courts is amazing. The fans, the support you get is just very unique.
And returning for her 3rd season with the Castles is Russian-born Aussie Anastasia Rodionova, a gifted and gutsy player. On the men's side for the Castles are Leander Paes and Bobby Reynolds, a formidable 1-2 punch. Reynolds, in his 5th season with Washington, was Male Rookie of the Year in 2010, Male MVP in 2012 and Finals MVP last season. Leander Paes is the heart of the team, or you might say the king of the Castles. The 2-time league male MVP has been part of all 4 Washington titles.
Yes, we've done it 3 years in a row. Yes, we have that amazing winning streak, but whenever you have that sort of achievement, you know that there are 6 other teams or there are 40 other players just out there ready to get you. They want to knock us off the top, and we have to keep improving. We have to keep getting better as a team, as individuals, to raise the bar even higher.
The Castles, once again the favourite in the East, but the famed franchise from Washington, D.C. will have to fend off formidable foes in both Boston and Philadelphia, as well as 4 tough competitors from the West, if they are to continue to build upon their current and unprecedented dynasty. In 1974, Billie Jean King envisioned tennis in a form in which men and women shared the court as equals in a fast-paced professional team sport that engaged both players and fans.
We believe tennis should be a team sport. You're playing for someone besides yourself. You're playing for your community, your city. Those things run very, very deep.
Today, Billie Jean King's vision continues to thrive as the 2014 edition of Mylan World Team Tennis boasts many great champions of the game, as tennis is once again contested as a true team sport.
Leander Paes and Martina Hingis clinch it for the Castles. It's a 3-peat in D.C.
Washington Castles once again just so strong from top to bottom, winning every single set tonight.